Hello everyone, my name is Mike Hamilton. I'm just going to take you through Friday's Euro Yen short that I did in the room, and then we'll look at the bigger time frames and just have a quick look at the plan for the week ahead. I showed you a couple of charts that I did on Thursday to short the Euro Yen here and here. So I did one trade, did two trades. These amounted to about 70, 75 points. This one here, if we look at this fib level here, we just kept butting up against this 129. We shot up to 129 in the Euro session, treaded water, and then as we got into the US session, we just broke. It's a classic rollover setup in the 15-minute chart, where you have a series of bars butting up against one level, and you can see you get lower closes, and suddenly at the end, when the move is over, you get a couple of lower closes, and then they just drop it. So here I am at this stage, just looking at. I forgot to shoot this when I finished trading this. There's the 127 extension. I was looking for 127 on Thursday, but I realised that this market was unlikely to do it on the Thursday, and it was going to hang around to the Friday. Because of the way in which this moving average was holding here. But then when the moving average sort of squeezed up here, so the likelihood of getting that 127 target and the 127 and the figure 127 in the Euro Yen was much higher once you got all the support elements out of the way. Okay, so that little blue line shows you where I got in. And this line here, if I just draw that, it shows you where I got out on this account, but on my other accounts I let it go because I've been holding it. I had a longer term trade on that, so got the 127 on my main account, got 128 on this one. Okay, so it's quicker for me to do charts like that, so I will do that in the future rather than let you sit through a whole lot of droll of me explaining what I'm doing and all the rest of it. Right, charts, preparation for the week ahead. We've got a very interesting lineup on the data front. One of the first aspects of the week is going to be Bank of Japan for me. They have a monetary policy committee meeting on Tuesday, overnight Tuesday. So we need to see what that's going to give us. We got Euro inflation on Tuesday, 10 o'clock UK time. The next most important day, by far, most important day of the week, is Wednesday, because we have UK jobs, UK rate votes, and the UK budget, followed by FOMC and Yellen at 6:30. FOMC statement at 6 and Yellen at 6:30 UK time, that is. Okay, so that's going to be crucial. And then Thursday we have ECB bulletin, Philly Fed, and then not a lot at all on Friday. So Bank of Japan and UK budget and Fed minutes are going to be by far the crucial time part of the week. You can see I've got the FTSE daily up here at the moment. I took 100 points out of this overnight when we hit the that's Wednesday over to Thursday night. So Wednesday night over to Thursday, as we hit the this support here on the daily 200, and then pushed into the 50 EMA there. So I just paused the video there while I sorted out my moving averages. I had a 21 EMA and a 55-day moving average, so I just put that down to the 200 just to make sure I was making sense to myself as well as you. Okay, so trapped between the 50 and the 200, I'm just leaving that. And the same with the Dow. I think that's in no man's land, and I think the market could stay in no man's land and possibly even come down and test that 17,400. It's going to wait for the Fed, I think. Market needs to know what Yellen wants to do and what the likelihood is of a rate rise in the coming weeks and months. Right, so my plan for the pound yen, we are sitting on the daily 200, we're sitting on a monthly pivot with a lot of support there, with the RSI quite low, and Bank of Japan on Tuesday. What I think is, if I just go straight with the charts, we're looking at a pullback to something like 180.25, and then potentially going to come right the way down to this 175, and possibly even overshoot it. I think that's quite likely. This is, yeah, there's quite a heavy lot of selling in the middle to latter half of the week. I must admit, I got distracted by Monday's buyer's bar, thinking that this was going to hold. So I got very bullish. I was talking in the room about the bullishness of the pound yen, and then obviously as the week ticked by, I realised that I was on the wrong side of it. So instead of shorting this one, I just concentrated on shorting the euro yen and made some money on that one. In the meantime, I was looking at other charts as well, which I'll talk about now. Let's keep on the subject of the pound. This is the pound Aussie dollar. You see I've got these three waves marked up. So this is an A wave correction at the moment. So I'm looking to see when the B and the C wave will kick in, and then I want to get long. So I think this is A, B, C. That's one wave correction. I think the 2 and the 3 will happen around here, and then the final D wave could be the move that's going to take us up to 200 and 205. So I'm just sitting tight on that. Again, I think this will react to, well, it's obviously going to react to the Bank of England, to the budget and the rate votes. So I'm staying out of that market, and then we'll come back to that. Pound US, similar story to the pound yen. You can see there's fibs I got on here. So we closed below the fibs, so a pullback to something like 148, possibly even as much as 149.45 before we get another leg down. Unless, of course, we get a reversal pattern. A reversal pattern for me would be, perhaps we drop lower and then close above it the next day. That would classify for me as a reversal pattern. Otherwise, if we open and close above 148, then I would class that as a reversal as well. So I'm just going to let Monday open. As far as the trading room is concerned, what I'm going to do is open the room at about 3 PM UK time, fib the intraday charts, and obviously look at the daily, and then see where we are. There's very little data on Monday. We've got a lot of data coming out on Tuesday, Wednesday, so I don't want to engage this market till there's more information behind us. Look at the Euro pairs. That I've got that. What I've done is I've fibbed this to parity. A lot of talk about Euro US coming to parity, so I thought to myself, well, the simplest thing to do is to fib it to parity and then see how it's behaving. So at the moment we have this sitting on the 76.4 with a very good indication that this is extremely weak and likely to continue, but we are oversold here. That's not to say this can't just drop through that support and then just carry on to parity. What I think is likely to happen is, particularly because we've got the ECB bulletin on, let me just remind myself, I've got Euro inflation on Tuesday, Draghi speaking late Monday, after the European markets are closed. ECB bulletin is Thursday. I think we might drift higher on Thursday, up until Thursday, and then make a move. Euro yen, same story. Let's just look at gold and oil. Gold, I would not buy that. Actually that is a reversal signal. That's a new low, a close above next day. I think we're likely to push back up to some of these highs and then roll over. And we could even get as high as 1200. We have a lot of support down here. You can see the support over here from November 30th. We're under this channel. With the likely we could come on and kiss the underneath that channel before the next leg down. That would give strength to the Aussie and create further weakness in the pound Aussie. So all the more reason for me to stand aside and wait until that rolls out a little bit more information. Oil. This is horrendously weak. Monday it was a little bit like the pound yen. Monday we looked as if we were holding, closed below it on the Tuesday, and they just sold any high in the rest of the week. So the next level of support is 43.30, 43.40, and then we've got these monthly pivots that could take this down lower. RSI is not even oversold yet, but we'll see. I mean, if we close above 47.50, yeah, close above 47.50 anytime during the week, and that could recover, but there's certainly no indication of any kind of recovery at the moment, and it's very extended, so I wouldn't want to get short that. I think there's a better chance out there rather than short that one. Alright, and you can see that little bounce in the gold is reflected in the stability in the price of Aussie US at the moment. In fact, at the moment, that's got this stochastic momentum index is divergent. So if it does start to close above 77, that could see a retest of 78, 79 area. At which point, I would definitely want to get short. And I would, at that point, I would look to buy the pound Aussie. Now, Traders Roundtable, we will talk about common problems with less experienced traders, some of the common sort of pitfalls that traders fall into, and we'll also talk about what I call the code of trading. I'm going to talk about how to unlock the code of trading with one tool. So join me for that at 7 PM UK time, 8 PM Central European time, and that would be 3 PM Eastern time. Alright, if you haven't got the link, it's in the email. If you haven't got the email, then drop me a line at tradetheeasyway.com. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you have a great time, and look forward to seeing you on Monday. Bye for